Good morning everyone, this is As Mohammad Khan and I welcome you in today's class student. We have discussed about the Thallophyta, Bryophyta student, and all these plants don't have the vascular tissue. But there is another cryptogam that have the vascular tissue and it is known as Pteridophyta. Pteridophyta is the cryptogam. And which type of cryptogam student? It is vascular cryptogam. Like Bryophyta and Thallophyta, they are non-vascular cryptogam, but it comes in the category of vascular cryptogam. Now what is the meaning of vascular? Vascular means the vascular tissue student that are found inside the plants to conduct the water and minerals, and with this they also conduct the food. And in the vascular tissue there are the two complex tissues come student. First is xylem, second is phloem. So xylem and phloem is found in the Pteridophyta. With this they don't have the companion cell in their phloem. In generally all the higher plants, there is companion cells are found in the phloem, but in them, in the Pteridophyta, companion cells are absent. With this student, this word Pteridophyta, this word is generated from the Greek word pterion. Pterion means feather or wing. Phyton means plant. Means these plants have the feather-like body. That's why they come in the category of Pteridophyta, or they are known as Pteridophyta. Means their body looks similar as feathers or wings. With this, their body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Means we can differentiate their body into all the parts of the plant: root, stem and leaves. Now according to the leaves, there are two types of pteridophytes student. Two types of pteridophytes according to the leaves. First is microphyllous, second is macrophyllous. Microphyllous pteridophyte have the small leaves, and their leaves don't have the gap. With this, they have the single venation in their leaves. But in the macrophyllous, there is the large size leaves are found, and with this they have the complex venation in their leaves. And their leaves also have the gap like the higher plants leaves student. So it is about the macrophyllous. Microphyllous pteridophytes examples are Lycopodium and Selaginella. Microphyllous. Macrophyllous pteridophytes examples are Pteris and Angioteris. Now in this student, you try to learn this. This word is starting from the P. This word is generated from the P. But this P remains silent student. Like this word Pteridophyta is starting from P. But this P remains silent. But we call it Pteridophyta, not Pteridophyta. What we will call it? Pteridophyta. Now we come on the next. Their body or their plant student, the plants that come in the pteridophytes, they are annual plant, and most of the plant are terrestrial in nature, means they are found on the land. With this, they have the herbaceous stem. Herbaceous stems, meaning student, herbaceous means they have the green and tender stem. With this, the examples of these pteridophytes that have the annual, terrestrial or herbaceous nature, that example are Psilotum, Selaginella and Lycopodium. These are the examples of the plants that are terrestrial and herbaceous in nature. Terrestrial means the plants that are found on land. Herbaceous means they have the green and tender stem. With this, there are some plants are large, like the tree student, like the phanerogam trees, and they are woody in nature, and the examples of those are Angioteris and Alsophila. Alsophila, these are the examples of the woody trees or the large tree student. Large size, they have the large size, like the most evolved tree student, like the angiosperm trees. Now we come on the next. Some pteridophytes are also found in the aquatic habitats, and aquatic habitats pteridophytes examples are Azolla, Marsilia, Isotis and Salvinia. These are the examples of aquatic pteridophytes. Now we come on the another terrestrial habitat that they have. It is arid or xerophyte plant student. Xerophyte plants. Now what is the meaning of xerophyte? Xerophyte means the plants that are found in the desert, in the arid environment, means dry environment student, and desert environment. So those plants, example is Selaginella. Selaginella is the example of the xerophyte pteridophyte. There is one question may come in your exam. Which plants can be considered as xerophyte pteridophyte? So what will you write in it? You will write it Selaginella. I have drawn here one diagram student, this diagram. This diagram is of which plant student? It is Selaginella. And which type of leaves it has? It has the small leaves. And why do they have the small leaves? With the help of the small leaves, they lose less water in the transpiration. And these small leaves help them to store the water, student. And next is halophytes. Halophytes plants are known as are the plants that are found in the extreme habitat, like in the high temperature habitat, or the marine habitat they are found. So they are known as halophytes. And halophytes example is Acrosticum. Acrosticum is the example of halophytes. Now we come on the differentiation, means their body is differentiated into all the three main parts of the plant: root, stem and leaves. Their body can be differentiated. Now we come on the reproduction. In pteridophyte student, the plant body is sporophyte in nature, means the main plant body. And for the sporophytic part, they have one particular structure in them that is known as sporangia, means the sporophyte phase of the pteridophyte have the sporangia in them. Now what is the sporangia? Sporangia is the leaf-like structure from where the spores are produced, and these spores are mostly homosporous in nature, means they have the homosporous spores. Homosporous means student they have the similar structure spores, and these spores are developed or germinated into multicellular free living photosynthetic thalloid gametophyte. Means these spores are developed or they are germinated into gametophyte structure, and that gametophytic structure is known as prothallus. Now from the prothallus or from the gametophyte, there is sexual reproduction takes place in the pteridophyte. How, student? Because the gametophyte have the two types of sex organ. First is male organ, male sex organ. Second is female sex organ. Male sex organ of the pteridophyte is known as antheridia. What we call it? Antheridia. And the female sex organ is known as archegonia. Antheridia and archegonia are the reproductive structure of pteridophytes. Now these reproductive structures produce the male gametes and the female gametes. Means Antheridia produce the male gamete that are known as antherozoid, and archegonia produce female gametes that are known as egg. When these gametes are fertilized or meet with each other, then what they form? They form the zygote. Now the zygote is developed into sporophytic. Means sporophytic structure means the dominant phase. Like this prothallus is the recessive phase of the pteridophyte, but this sporophyte that is developed by the zygote is dominant phase. So in this way the pteridophytes reproduce or they make the new plants in them, student. First, what they do? They produce the prothallus, and that prothallus is gametophytic in nature, and it has the two sex organs, male organ and the female organ. When male and female produce the male and female reproductive gametes, then those gametes fuse with each other and they form the zygote, and that zygote is developed into sporophyte or the independent plant. That sporophyte is known as independent plant, or it is also known as the dominant phase of the pteridophyte. Like this prothallus is known as recessive phase or independent phase. It is in dependent phase, but this sporophyte is known as independent phase and it is known as dependent phase. Now we come on the uses of pteridophyte. Yes, students, pteridophytes are used in different ways, especially they are used in horticulture, and with this they are also used as ornamental plants in the hotels or the buildings or in houses. They are used as ornamental plants. Like the fern, student, fern is the pteridophyte that is used as ornamental plant. Like this there is Slegionella. Slegionella is also used as ornamental plant. With this, there are some pteridophytes is used in the handicraft, student. Means there are the different crafts is done with the help of pteridophyte plants. Like they are used to make the baskets and the bracelets, student. And with this, they are also used to make different decorative articles. With this, they are used as food. Means they are used as food, student. Some pteridophytes are taken by the animals as food. Next is used as nitrogen fixer. It is the most important characteristic of the pteridophyte, student, in which they fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Especially there is one pteridophyte that is known as Azolla. Azolla fix the atmospheric nitrogen in its surrounding or in the soil it fixes. So Azolla is the aquatic plant and it fixes the atmospheric nitrogen. So these are the important functions of the important functions of the pteridophytes, from which we use them in different ways. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.